Class 12th, subject physics, 14th chapter, dual nature of radiation and matter. From the chapter, let us see the failure of wave theory of light to explain the observations of the experiment on photoelectric effect. So already we have studied some of the observations of the experiment on photoelectric effect, but the wave theory of light failed to explain some of the observations. So which are those observations for which the wave theory of light failed to explain these observations? Let us see the very first observation, that is the instantaneous emission of electrons on incidence of light. So we know that as soon as the radiations are incident on the emitter plate, at the same moment the photoelectrons are emitted from the emitter, that is instantaneous emission of the electrons takes place. But this observation was not clearly explained with the help of wave theory of light, and therefore wave nature of radiation would expect that the metal surface will absorb the incident energy continuously. Wave nature of radiation would expect that the metal surface will absorb the incident energy continuously. That means if the radiation is considered in the form of a wave, if the light is considered in the form of a wave, then we would expect that the metal surface, that is emitter plate, will absorb the incident energy continuously. Then all the electrons near the surface absorb energy. All the electrons near the surface will also absorb energy. The metal surface will require larger time to accumulate sufficient energy to knock out the electrons. The metal surface will require larger time in terms of minutes and hours to accumulate, to store, or to receive sufficient energy to knock out the electrons. Greater the intensity of incident radiation, more will be the incident energy. If the incident radiation is having larger intensity, greater intensity, then more will be the incident energy, and hence expected time required to knock out the electrons will be less. And therefore, as large amount of energy is incident on that emitter plate, at that time the expected time required to knock out the electrons will be less. On the other hand, for small intensity of incident radiation, that means if the intensity of radiation is small, at that time the energy incident on the unit area in unit time of that emitter will be small, and hence it will take larger time to knock out the electrons. That means if the intensity of incident radiation is very large, enough energy will be received by that emitter plate in short interval of time to knock out the electrons. But on the other hand, if the intensity of incident radiation is very less, at that time the same amount of energy for the emission of the electrons will be captured, will be received by that emitter in larger time. That is, time required to get the enough energy for knocking out the electrons will be large, and therefore this argument is contradictory to those observations obtained in the experiment of photoelectric effect, because according to observation of photoelectric effect, it was stated that as soon as that radiation is incident on the emitter plate, at the same moment, that is instantaneously, there will be emission of the electrons. But this fact, that is wave theory, explains that for greater intensity of incident light, the time required will be very small, and if the intensity of incident radiation is very low, then the time required for the emission of electrons, that is knocking out the electrons, is large, and therefore this observation will be now in contradictory with that wave theory of light. Then the second observation, which was the failure of wave theory of light, is work function of metal surface, that is represented by phi 0, the photoelectric work function of that metal surface, which is simply called as work function of the metal surface. And so the metals have free electrons, that we know that the metals are having free electrons, which makes the metals good conductor of heat as well as electricity. So metals conduct heat energy as well as electricity on account of these free electrons. These electrons are free to move inside the metal. So inside the metal, these electrons are free to move, but they are restricted inside the metal. That means though they are moving inside the metal, they will not come directly outside the metal. They cannot escape from the surface unless sufficient energy is supplied to those. So these free electrons will be inside the metal till they get the sufficient energy to escape from the surface of that metal. Then the minimum amount of energy required to be provided to an electron to knock it out of the metal surface is called as the photoelectric work function of that metal, and is denoted by phi 0. The minimum amount of energy required to be provided to an electron to knock it out of the metal from the surface is called as the work function of the metal and is denoted by phi 0. So the photoelectric work function of any metal surface is nothing but it is the minimum amount of energy required to knock out any electron, that is free electron, out of the metal surface. Then the photoelectric work function or the work function of the metal depends on the properties of metals and nature of its surface. So for different metals having different surfaces, it will be different. Then third one, that is the observation, that is maximum kinetic energy of photoelectrons, that is Ke max, maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. So in this case, as larger incident intensity supplies larger energy, the electrons are expected to be emitted with larger kinetic energy. As larger incident intensity of incident radiation supplies larger energy, the electrons are expected to be emitted with larger kinetic energy. Then the observation showed that the maximum kinetic energy did not depend upon the incident intensity. The maximum kinetic energy of the electrons is independent of the intensity of incident radiation, but depends on the incident frequency, that is frequency of incident radiation. Now according to wave theory, the frequency of incident radiation, if you consider the wave theory, then according to wave theory, the frequency of radiation has no role in the determining kinetic energy of photoelectrons. So kinetic energy of photoelectrons will not be considered in order to find out the frequency, that is frequency of incident radiation will not be considered for the determination of kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. So this will be according to wave theory, that is frequency of incident radiation has no any role in determining the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. That means to determine the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons, the frequency of incident radiation is not important. Similarly, wave theory expected the photoelectrons to be emitted for any frequency. The photoelectrons to be emitted for any frequency if the intensity of radiation has large enough value. If the intensity of radiation is large enough. But the observations indicated that for a given metal surface, the cutoff frequency nu0 existed below which no photoelectrons are emitted. The observations indicated that for a given metal surface, cutoff frequency nu0 existed below which no photoelectrons are emitted. That means for emission of the electrons, the frequency of incident radiation nu must be greater than nu0. For the emission of the photoelectrons, the frequency of incident radiation nu must be greater than nu0, that is threshold frequency. And now, so all these observations were failed according to the wave theory of light. And then let us see Einstein's postulate for the quantization of energy. Einstein's postulate for quantization of energy. So Einstein developed or proposed that under certain conditions, light behaves as if it was a particle and its energy is released or absorbed in the bundles of quanta. So according to Einstein's postulate, he proposed that under certain conditions, light behaves as if it was a particle and its energy is released or absorbed in the bundles, in the packets of quanta. The quantum of energy of light was named as photon. The quantum of, that is packet of energy of light, was named as photon with energy E is equal to h nu. So this equation will give us Einstein's relation between energy of photon and the frequency, that is E is equal to h nu, where h is Planck's constant, and nu represents the frequency of incident radiation, in which the value of h is 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. This is the value of Planck's constant, that is 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 joule second. Now Einstein's relation is equal to h nu. This relation E is equal to h nu is Einstein's relation which gives the energy of the photon. And this equation holds good for the entire electromagnetic spectrum. So already we have studied different parts of electromagnetic spectrum. So for all this, or the entire electromagnetic spectrum, this relation holds good. That means for different colors of light, this equation will be valid. Now, according to this relation, that is E equal to h nu, the energy of electromagnetic radiation is directly proportional to frequency. It will be directly proportional to frequency, that is E is directly proportional to nu, that is frequency, or we can say that it is inversely proportional to wavelength. it will be inversely proportional to wavelength, that is energy is inversely proportional to wavelength, since frequency nu is equal to c by lambda, where c is velocity of light, lambda will be the wavelength, nu is equal to c by lambda, or c is equal to nu lambda. So from this relation it is clear that energy of the photons will be directly proportional to frequency and it will be inversely proportional to the wavelength. So this important relation we will get from this, and hence we can say that high frequency radiation means high energy radiation. High frequency radiation will be high energy radiation because E is directly proportional to nu. Or short wavelength radiation means high energy radiation. Short wavelength radiation will be high energy radiation because E and lambda are in inverse proportion. So this important result we will get by using Einstein's postulate for quantization of energy. So Einstein's relation is E is equal to h nu.